Here are 8 gripping Coronation Street spoilers for next week, including a worrying attack, difficult family news, and an arrest. Don't go anywhere. Spoiler 1. Mal goes from flirt to full-on fright. With Dev and Asher out of town, Bernie's left holding the fort. And unfortunately, Mal. Spotting his chance, Mal locks up the cafe and pours his heart out. But Bernie shuts him down fast. That's when the vibe takes a sharp turn. Mal's rejection clearly doesn't sit well, and Bernie's left badly shaken. Back home, things go from creepy to chilling when she discovers her wedding photo has been vandalized, her face sliced clean out. Has Mal crossed the line from love-struck to downright dangerous? Terrified, Bernie grabs her things and runs. Spoiler 2. Bernie draws the line. Bernie wastes no time hauling Mal in and slamming down the evidence, her ruined wedding photo. She's convinced he broke in, but Mal flatly denies it. Not buying a word, Bernie gives him an ultimatum. Disappear back to Inverness or she'll call the police. Later, when Tracy mentions Ken needs a decent electrician, Roy eagerly starts bigging Mal up. Bernie jumps in sharpish, warning Tracy to stay well clear, leaving Roy stunned. Just how dangerous is Mal? And has Bernie seen a side of him no one else has? Spoiler 3. Bernie puts everything on the table. Hearing a knock, a panicked Bernie arms herself with a golf club, only to sigh with relief when it's Kit. Shaken, she finally spills about her night with Mal and the creepy behavior that followed. But there's no hiding for long. Mal later barges into the cafe and launches into a public rant, forcing Roy to step in and boot him out. As Dev and Asher return home, blissfully unaware, Bernie's dilemma deepens. Will she tell Dev the truth? And when Bernie issues Mal a deadly clear warning to stay away, his mocking response proves this nightmare is far from over. Spoiler 4. Bernie's arrested as Mal's attacked. At the station, Lisa reports a man found in the street with a head injury. Kit's eyes widen when he spots the name, Mal Roper. Meanwhile, Bernie descends the cafe stairs, bags in hand, as tension rises. At the hospital, the doctor confirms Mal is in critical condition. Moments later, DC Browning appears at the cafe to arrest Bernie on suspicion of assault. Is she guilty or being framed? Locked in a police cell, Bernie insists she did nothing wrong. During questioning, she reveals her night with Mal was purely friendly, though since then he's stalked and harassed her. Is Bernie telling the truth, or is there more to this twisted tale? The mystery leaves everyone on edge as Mal's fate and Bernie's freedom hang in the balance. Spoiler 5. Carl cashes in. Despite Ronnie's warnings, Debbie caves and sends Carl £2,000, convinced he's her son and needs help. Ronnie fumes and vents to Ed, certain Carl's playing her for every penny. Elsewhere, Jodie shuts Carl down via text and gives him the cold shoulder in person. But as she walks away, she doesn't notice she's being followed. Trouble's clearly on her tail. Spoiler 6. Dad issues and dodged calls. Steve's week takes a dramatic detour when a surprise bill reveals he's been named guarantor on his dad Jim's unpaid rent. News soon follows that Jim's seriously ill in hospital, but facing the past isn't so simple. Cassie urges Steve to go, Tracy waves a giant red flag, and Steve's confidence stalls faster than his flat car battery. Then offers a lift, but Steve freezes in the car park, torn between regret and relief. Later, free county tickets, too many drinks, and a missed phone call seal the deal. Steve decides to focus on the family he has, unaware Cassie's plotting a mystery surprise. Spoiler 7. Christina puts her foot in it. Christina's throwaway joke about wills blows up when it's overheard, sparking Annie to lawyer up and accuse her and George of foul play. Though George considers ditching a £10,000 inheritance to avoid the drama, Christina urges him to stand his ground. Enter Damien, Mrs. Ripley's son, who initially thanks George for handling his mum's funeral, until Annie swoops in with a warning. Spooked, Damien takes his business elsewhere, leaving George fearing his good name has been well and truly laid to rest. Spoiler 8. Jodie has an eye for trinkets. Jodie's secrets start rattling when a mystery watcher clutches a matching locket, and Olivia pops up with awkward questions about Jodie's past. Shaken but smiling, Jodie later sneaks a hidden box from the cupboard, adding to her not-so-innocent collection. A pamper day with Shona only fuels her jealousy, as David and Shona are hailed couple goals. When Shona's wedding ring goes missing, Jodie swoops in as the hero, enjoying every second of getting cozy with David. And if you enjoyed these Coronation Street spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more news from the Cobbles. Penny Branning discovers she is pregnant, but she's heartbroken when Jack has a shocking reaction to her news. Elsewhere, Ravi has a breakdown and holds people hostage in the pharmacy. Denzel comes up with a way to help ease Patrick's grief, and Callum is blackmailed. Find out more in our explosive EastEnders spoilers for next week. Spoiler 1. Penny reveals she's pregnant. There's drama at a Branning Sunday lunch when Jack discovers a pregnancy test. Jack and Denise try to work out who it might belong to. They initially think it could be Lily's. However, the mystery deepens when Lily denies it's hers. After more digging, it turns out the pregnancy test belongs to Penny, leaving Jack stunned. Later, Penny finally takes the test and lies to her dad that it is negative. Jack is visibly relieved when Penny tells him she isn't having a baby. But when he later realizes she lied to him, all hell breaks loose. Spoiler 2. Jack accidentally offends Penny. After Penny blasts Jack for his attitude towards her pregnancy, he is forced to apologize to his daughter. Still trying to get her head around the news herself, Penny talks to Lauren and admits that she is struggling. Jack tries to make amends after his earlier blunder, but ends up making things worse rather than better. After Jack's reaction to her news, Penny is worried about telling Vinny. However, Oscar does the job for her when he accidentally lets slip to Vinny that Penny had a pregnancy scare. Spoiler 3. Vinny makes a life-changing decision. Vinny rushes over to see Penny to talk about the pregnancy. She later invites him to go with her to a doctor's appointment to talk about her options. The doctor talks about what support the pair can get if they decide to keep the baby. But what will Penny and Vinny decide? Spoiler 4. Callum gets blackmailed. Callum is torn over a letter he has received from Ben and goes to see Kathy to talk about it. He is determined to walk away from the situation and focus on Johnny, but Kathy has other ideas. Kathy convinces him that he has to help Ben for Lexi's sake. However, it soon turns out that not everything is as it seems. When Ian, Kathy and Callum arrive in a mystery location to help Ben, they realize Tim has set them up. Spoiler 5. Johnny is torn over Tim's demands. When Callum returns to Walford after being set up by Tim, Johnny is fuming that Callum went to the location to help Ben in the first place. The couple have a huge fight. However, things soon get worse. Tim later arrives with news of the damning footage of Callum and uses it to blackmail him. With his relationship with Callum in tatters, Johnny decides to try to reason with Tim. Johnny talks to Gina in Harry's barn, but instead of backing down, Tim reveals he will only delete the footage of Callum if Johnny sleeps with him. Will Johnny go through with Tim's demands to save Callum? Spoiler 6. Ravi tries to make things right. Trying to get his life on the straight and narrow, Ravi applies for a job at the car lot. Ravi gets ready for his interview with Lauren, but when he arrives, he is thrown to realize Max will be interviewing him. Things only get worse for Ravi when Priya inadvertently dents his ego once again, leaving him at an all-time low. Spoiler 7. Ravi spirals out of control. As he continues to look for work, Ravi is a broken man. Mark offers him a last-minute job, but when Nugget has a seizure, Ravi misses the meetup. Priya is fuming that Ravi forgot to pick up Nugget's prescription from the pharmacy, so he heads out to get it. However, things spiral out of control when there is a problem dispensing the medication. Stressed and under pressure, Ravi locks the door of the chemist's and says no one is leaving until he has the medication. Will everyone make it out okay? Spoiler 8. Denzel tries to help Patrick. Knowing Patrick is still struggling in the wake of Anthony's murder, Denzel gets an idea from Tommy that might help. Denzel decides that an AI Anthony might help Patrick grieve. Yolandi worries that this could do more harm than good. Is she right? And if you enjoyed these EastEnders spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more news from the square. Here are 6 Emmerdale spoilers for next week, including Laurel fighting for her life and Graham taking Kane's side. Spoiler 1. Ray's burial causes drama. Laurel can't bear the thought of Ray being buried all alone, so asks Charles to go on her behalf. However, he soon persuades Laurel to come herself. When Bear spots them heading to the funeral, he also wants to attend. Laurel tries to persuade Bear it's not a good idea, but he insists. When Paddy finds out, he goes mad at Laurel. Spoiler 2. Angry Arthur lashes out. Arthur is not happy to find out that Laurel went to the burial. She tries to understand how angry her son is. However, he lashes out at her and ends up pushing her down the stairs. Laurel is rushed to hospital, and Arthur feels guilty. However, he lies that he doesn't know what happened or how she fell. Will his secret be discovered? Spoiler 3. Bear seeks help. Aaron finds Bear and takes him home. He talks about his own abuse experiences, and it encourages Bear to open up. But Bear is still spiraling, and he rages at Paddy. Distressed and craving his pills, Bear goes to the hospital, but will he get the help he needs? Spoiler 4. Graham and Kane united. Graham breaks into Kane's house to get the keys to the DeLorean after Kane stole it from Joe. He sees Kane's oncology letter and realizes he has cancer. Later, Graham tells Kane he knows about the cancer and he should focus on getting better rather than fighting the Tates. As the two men share a handshake of mutual respect, Kim spots them and is convinced they are working together against her. Kim urges Joe to test Graham's loyalty by ordering him to sabotage Kane's farm machinery. Will Graham go through with it? Later, Kim orders Graham to leave the village, but he refuses to go until Joe tells him to go himself. Will Joe take Kim's side? Spoiler 5. Emergency at the farm. Kane faces more trouble when a tree falls into a barn, causing the sheep to get trapped. He rallies everyone into action. They manage to save the sheep, but Kane then sees Graham approaching, and it's the last thing he needs. Spoiler 6. Vinny and Lewis get it on. After saving the sheep, Vinny and Lewis are excited and end up kissing. They decide to head home for an early night, but the next morning, Lewis rushes away. Vinny is worried things are over before it's even begun. However, before too long, they're filling Mandy in on their new relationship. But how will Gabby react? And if you enjoyed these Emmerdale spoilers, subscribe so you can come back for more.